Hi, this is Paul Palmer, and
This is Natasha Dorvick Cowan. How are you doing today?
hi, Natasha. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Paul.
Do you like
I
my little men
yeah,
at the computers?
I love that they're shaking hands right at your head. You are the connector between digital humans.
Well, I've been the connector between real humans, so why not between some digital ones?
That makes sense.
I've had an interesting week this week. I've had 3 days of training, delivering training, and a day of auditing, all remote, all online. And I thought today we'd talk about the connection between people online, because sometimes I find people phase out, and other times they're fully engaged and they're asking you loads of questions, and then everything just goes quiet.
Mhm.
And you think, are they still there? Because
Are they listening? What did I say? Something? What the heck?
are they listening? Are they still there? Did I lose the connection? Because of course, sometimes you lose the connection as well. So
Yeah.
during I think it was on Tuesday, I lost the internet completely,
Yeah.
and I thought, what's going on? And I thought, yeah, they're not there. They really can't hear me at all.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time. So it makes me think, well, how do you connect? How do you keep people engaged? And what is it that allows us to maintain the same level of business while we're all remote? Because I can't see us all getting back together for a while. The restrictions are still there, and they're even just recently they've increased them in Europe because of a new wave coming along. So we'll see what happens in the rest of the world. Maybe another strain coming out. I don't know.
Well, and also we've got this phenomenon of shorter and shorter attention spans
Yeah.
because we're just jump and quick cutting to different things with our brains. So our brains are less trained now to focus for consistent and long periods than ever before.
Mhm.
And I think there's this part in the digital space where it strips out what we're accustomed to in the human to human interactions. So we've really got to adjust the way we relate and connect and see others. We have to see beyond that, two-dimensional screen.
Yeah. That reminds me of the first time I did spiral dynamics, because I was finding out about different ways of connecting with people and realizing that the level of activity that I do I know you explain the different levels of activity and awareness and things, and I was not connecting at all, even in person, with a certain level. And you explained to me at the time, well, that's because you don't do that anymore. You've got your automation in place, and it's just not necessary. But what happens when people realize that they're online on a Zoom meeting, having their, I don't know, some sort of quality management review, or their pharmaceutical studies going on, and they need to connect,
Yeah.
but then they're phasing out.
Yeah. Well, here's something that we might want to pay attention to. Like as you are, where are your eyes going right now?
To you on the
So you're
screen.
looking at the screen at me.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the camera to maintain my eye contact with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas you're
Now,
probably getting my
if I
side
do
of my
this,
face.
if I do this, I'm actually looking at you on my screen.
Mhm.
And it looks like I'm not looking at you,
Yeah.
right? So the engagement has to be twofold. One, we're looking into the camera, but then we go into a softer peripheral vision to be able to see the person and their facial movements. It takes a little bit more brain power to do that, but then you're getting the pieces of information in that softer peripheral vision on the screen that you don't get when you're looking directly at the person.
Uh-huh.
Because if I'm looking at you like this, you're thinking I'm turning away.
Yeah.
You're thinking I'm disengaged. And I'm not, I'm looking at you,
Uh-huh.
right? You're getting a different feedback. This makes you feel like I'm looking at you and I'm not, I'm looking into the camera, but my peripheral is going to you. And the other thing is people keep looking at themselves on Zoom. You know, their eye attention goes to themselves. So you've got to thoughtfully course correct to look at the camera and peripheral out to all the other faces. So I hope that's a good tip.
It is, but I find it difficult to focus on the camera because I want to see what's going on in the team. So, for example, earlier in the week, I was delivering training to 10 people. And I was looking at the content and focused on that. But then I had to look away to answer questions and find out what was going on, and then consider looking at the camera as well. And to be honest, I opened the sessions up by saying, well, I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not really looking away. I'm just focused on the content that we're delivering.
And you can say that. And we are so programmed to know that we are connecting when we have eye to eye contact.
Yeah.
So we can say it, we can know it, and our focus needs to be whatever others experience as that eye to eye contact. And so we do have to look at the camera and really master that looking, you know, when you're in a training room and you're looking at the room, one of the things I'll do is I'll maintain steady eye contact with, you know, an individual at a time. And I'll take, you know, enough time to make sure I'm connecting with each individual. But at the same time, I'm making sure that I go into that peripheral vision because that peripheral vision enables me to see what else is going on in the room, even if it's a room of, you know, 100 or 200 or 500. And
I find that much easier in person.
it is, and that's why it's harder and we have to compensate when we're on camera, like on Zoom.
Yeah. I mean, be more proactive.
Yeah.
And I always I find I need to invite feedback all the time. Rather than in a room, I can see what somebody's doing. I can see that they're either engaged or disengaged from what's going on. Doing the
Yeah.
presentation in person, it's a lot easier. I was delivering some training a long time ago.
Mhm.
A long time. It feels like a long time ago because it's a long time since I've been in the room with anybody. But I could feel that I was losing them. When it wasn't anybody saying anything, you
Yeah.
just feel it.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're doing it remotely, I think the feeling goes away.
Well, it does because, you know, we connect via our mirror neurons, which are picking up on other people's mirror neurons.
Mm.
And when we're not in the same room, you know, tune in to one another, those mirror neurons, I would guess, are not as active. So it takes more attention and focus on others to tune into what's going on with them. And
Mm.
we've got to do that thoughtfully. We've got to do it purposefully. We've got to, you know, and I do it all the time. You know, our digital age has made us very attention deficit. So when you catch yourself zoning out, you've got to have the self-awareness to catch yourself, bring yourself back, and find the interesting things that are happening. Because, you know, we tune out for a split second. Sometimes we've missed some really valuable
Mm.
stuff that contextualizes what's been going on.
Yeah, I can definitely zoom out. I know that. Oh,
I
should I
zoom
say
in and out.
zoom out? Okay, Natasha. Thank you. That's interesting, and we think we're going to have to finish it there for today. I look forward to talking to you again soon. That's Paul Palmer,
And
and
it's
and
signing Natasha Cohen signing out.
talk to you soon. Thanks.